Okay, the next thing you're gonna do is now furnish on your own your living room and dining room floor plan that you created last week. So you have this paper. So we're gonna put furniture in here. I had you practice with a partner so that now you kind of understand and can go at this by yourself. So a few instructions here. So this is the slide that we'll leave up. Before you draw anything, you need to think about these things first. So we talked last week about function. What is the function of your dining room? Obviously, for some, that's going to be eating, but do you think you want storage in there? Do you want to accommodate that and do a smaller table so you could fit both? Do you want to use the dining space as something else? So you have that option too. Think about the same thing with the living room. What's the function of the living room? Do you want it as a TV viewing area, a family gathering spot? Obviously, you're going to need some seating. So think about those two things first before you start selecting furniture to put in. Number 3, think about the grouping you're going to create. So what do you want to create based off of the function? Okay. And then number 4, think about filling but not overcrowding. So these are all guidelines in the green packet that we did on Friday. Number 5, how will you accommodate traffic flow? So basically, can you walk around in the space? So we need to double check that. So here's kind of my steps here. So first of all, I'm gonna show you the light boxes here in this video, but you're gonna trace the furniture in pencil. Go light because you're probably going to need to do lots of erasing. When you're happy with your arrangement, I want you to go over in black pen. Actually, check all the clearances before you go over in black pen. Double check. Can you walk around? Remember, we talked about sometimes you don't need to be able to walk around places. So for example, in this layout here, we have a fireplace. They have a sofa. They've got a sofa table behind the sofa here. And then there's these little side tables. You're not supposed to walk around those, so that's okay that those are right next to each other. But I would consider this a pretty major traffic flow here. So they've got, looks like cabinets, and they're just showing the swing of the cabinet. So even if the cabinet is open, you still have space here. So you just want to consider those clearances that are in the green packet, making sure you can walk into and around the grouping that you choose. So this one here, if you choose to do a sectional, remember, check how far do you need to reach the coffee table. Here's another little grouping here. Can you walk through here? So all things to think about. So this is a similar layout because there's a slider with a fireplace, which is kind of what you have. It's just oriented differently. So practice laying that out, and then you're going to attach it to the last page of the green packet to turn in. So I'll show you that in a moment. So let me come back to this. So you have a few options with adding furniture. Option number 1 is you could trace using the light boxes. Okay, so I actually have lots of things that you could use to trace. So this set of pages here, let me turn that off so you can see. Maybe. Okay, so this is 2 different pages, but it's the same set. So at the bottom it says page 1 of 1, page 2 of 1. So there's lots of shapes, and then you will obviously make it be whatever you want. These are clearly sofas, chairs, and then any of these rectangles can be whatever you need them to be. Squares down here, things like that, ovals. So this set of documents or this 2 set of documents here. So there's a yellow and a pink. And I know this is kitchen, but there's lots of rectangles that are supposed to be cabinets, but they could be whatever you want them to be. And then on here, there's lots of different sofa pieces that you can push together. There's bookshelves, things like that. And then we have some dining tables as well on here. So you can use either of those to trace. So how that works is you have the light box, and those are going to be in the bucket in a baggie. So please keep the cord with the light box. Do not get them separated. And you're gonna plug it into the desktop computer. So you're gonna sit at your desktop computer, push the keyboard back, and you just plug that cord in to the computer and then to the light box, and then you just turn that on. So then it will make things so much easier to trace. Disregard my door here. I got a little crazy with the pen. So then you can just easily slide this under. So maybe I want to do, oops. I'm gonna check these sofas on this page here. So we're not cutting out today. You're gonna slide this under and decide, okay, I think I can fit this larger sofa. And if I wanna walk around, I have enough space to go here, and then you will just trace it on the light box. Okay, so the furniture template goes underneath and then you would trace. So we're not cutting out. I don't have enough if everyone cuts things out. So that's option one. Option number two is, or you could do a combo of these options too. I have a set of templates. This you probably don't need the light box for, so you wouldn't need to plug that in necessarily. Some students find the templates a little bit limiting, but there are some good things on here. Please keep these separated. There's one titled house plan, there's one titled furniture, and then there's the larger one here, okay? So those are the two choices that you have. So I have a couple student samples to show you. So this student here has a good layout. Everything is included, everything is darkened, everything looks nice and neat. So that one did score very well. And then this one here, you are gonna label your items. So make sure you have, really good handwriting to label things. And then this is another really good example here. So you can see this student decided they didn't want to label everything. So they did a little answer key. So they put the number and then what that item was. So this student did a very good job. The clearances are correct with having to push back. You can walk around, you can access the coffee table, you can access and walk through to the slider. There's plenty of room here. And so you have options of how you want to label your items. So I just wanted to show you kind of what it will look like in the end. And then it will get stapled. You'll cut this out, tear off the last page of the green packet here, and then cut it out and glue it here. And then you're gonna answer these questions here. So make sure your name is at the top. So it should fit. You can just cut it out and stick that on there. It should fit just fine. Or you could staple it, so glue or staple. Okay, so the slide on the screen will have additional information and those instructions that I started this video with.